husband and I both, we've been like, we had been toying with the idea of entrepreneurship since our campus days. So we in fact, we were thinking of how to go about it. But then obviously initially, especially after campus, when you're getting good jobs, you don't want to, take that plunge and say, okay, no, I'm not going to go for a corporate job. I'll just immediately start something on my own. So I did take up a corporate job, but all the time there was something that I wanted to do on my own. And at the same time, that's what I got to know Anand through my husband. And then Anand was the one who actually mentoring me and my husband both. And he was like, okay, you guys should do something if you really want to. You get the satisfaction of creating something from scratch. And even though right now it's very small, it's like, the biggest takeaway from me is I don't hate going to office every day. In fact, I love, there's no time, there's no office time as such. It's like you work whenever you need to, but at the same time, there's this, whole, what do you say? It is a big satisfaction. And that's the only word that comes to my mind. I feel happy at the end of every day. So, see, one call is it's a single point of contact for anything to do with appliances. So, it could be your, just imagine what would you need with regards to appliances. You buy an appliance, you probably want to maintain it, there are repair issues that happen. For small appliances, you need to actually take them to service centers. You probably want to, clean them, or whatever, you probably want to sell something off, So those kind of, so what we are is, we are a single point of contact for any need regarding appliances. Once a customer calls us, then we take up their issue. We call ourselves the appliance secretary. So we take up their issue for the customer. Let's say it's a repair issue. So we take it up, we call the service centers, the authorized service centers. We follow up with them. We, ensure that whatever the customer needs, it gets done. So if it's a service engineer that has to visit the place, the customer's place, we follow up with the service engineer right till the end point of whether he's standing at the customer's doorstep or not. And then even after the service is done, then we call up and find out whether the service is done, is the customer satisfied. So the whole point is we take up the customer's need and execute it for them end to end. Get it executed. I wouldn't say we execute it directly, but we get it done. So that's why we call ourselves the appliance secretary. And how we make money is through subscription. So there is an annual subscription which you can take up as a customer, and then after that you can just keep calling us, and we'll for any number of requirements you may have with regards to any appliance in your house, and we'll take care of it. Or there's the other option of one-time use. Let's say you do not want to become a member and you don't want to commit financially to us for a long time. You can use the service and pay us per use. So these are the two models of us making money. So you give a call to us. Let's say it's a Whirlpool fridge. So then we'll exactly understand your model number, your serial number, all the details that we need to log a complaint with Whirlpool. We will call a Whirlpool, log a complaint with them, take down the complaint number. Typically what happens is they will say it's a turnaround time of 48 hours or whatever, Usually it's 48 hours for any brand. Then we will call you up and update as to, okay, within 48 hours somebody is going to visit you. After that point is when we really take up the whole issue, and we follow up, we track it down to the point of who is going to visit your house. And we typically, because we've been in business now for more than a year, we know exactly how the particular, let's say in this case, Whirlpool service center will work. So we know at what time do they actually allocate calls. We know which are the franchisees who are actually operating in the city. And suppose you stay in this area, for this area who's the franchisee. We track it down like that and we find out who's coming to your house. And then from there on, we follow up, and depending on your convenience, let's say you're at home between 6 to 7. So or on a Saturday. So that is when we will ensure this guy turns up at your place between 6 to 7. If not, let's say he's held up somewhere, he's not able to visit your house, we will keep you informed. So the whole idea is that your schedule does not get affected, and it's not something that you cannot do on your own. You can also do it if you're at it for the entire day. So it's not like rocket science, but the idea is again to constantly follow up and ensure that the customer gets value without him having to put in the effort. We carry only portable appliances, which is your small products for which nobody will come home to service. For a refrigerator, either the brand authorized person or a private technician will come home. In case there's it is required for that particular fridge to be carried to the service center, usually these guys do it themselves, or then we tell the customer it needs to be carried, and this is you'll have to pay the transportation charges for the big appliance. Usually big appliances do not get carried. In fact, we have our people for pickup drop, who will, they are our own staff who will carry the products. If let's say for a fridge now, since he cannot carry himself, we will typically, what we'll say is, okay, we'll give you assistance in the sense that this guy will come and help you, load it and all that. He will travel with the fridge also if you want, in case you don't want to do it yourself. But the transportation charges for that has to be borne by the customer. If it's a small appliance, which is let's say a mobile phone or a laptop or a mixie, whatever, that we carry. So for that, we don't tell the customer to take to the service center themselves. For big appliances, there is hardly ever that it has to be carried to a repair center. Usually we arrange for people to come. In case we have some request saying I want to sell this 15-year-old fridge, we would flash it to everybody saying, in case somebody is in need for this, contact us. So people do contact us if they need it, and through whatever networks we have, we try and sell this off. As of today, we would probably have, I guess, 900 customers on board. I mean, the reason why we don't have a very, very large customer base till now is because we've taken a long time to make people understand the concept. This is not a concept that people really adapt to or want to suddenly use very, very soon. That's why this whole free trials and this one-time trial and all that thing has come up. In fact, tie-ups with these large corporates in Chennai, where we're providing services to their employees. We have, in fact, right now, very, very recently, we've just finished a tie-up with a builder, very big builder here in Chennai, and there are a couple of more, willing to come on board for us to provide services to their residents. So, overall, we do have quite a few things happening. There's this, big restaurant chain that is willing to tie up with us because they're facing issues with them sending their employees for, these repair issues. They're actually they're actually losing business when something is not working. It's typically the working profession. In fact, it's both ways. They are the ones demanding it, and we are also targeting them. So, in fact, there's a very interesting other segment that we've discovered, which we initially thought would be very small, but now it's coming out to be a large chunk. A lot of old people who are staying here without their children. The children are either abroad or they're in another city working. They are the ones who are calling us and asking for our services, which is pretty interesting. So in fact, we're developing methods to target them separately. As of now, we haven't really advertised too much. We've been relying on word of mouth. Being a small company and being a startup, we've got to really see where to put in our monies and what to really focus on. So we've focused on all this time on our operation and to ensure that whatever we're doing is giving value to customers. And through that, we've grown through word of mouth till now. Bangalore, we're very, very new. We haven't even started, doing proper marketing activities that we do here in Chennai. So in Bangalore, I'm sure it's going to pick up much, much more because Bangalore is more open to these kind of services. There are in fact a lot of startups that are there in Bangalore offering different kinds of services. People are okay to give business and give money to a startup, which is not so much there in Chennai right now. The biggest challenge is getting the right people. Especially being a startup, it's extremely difficult to tell people, to explain that this is something that will be of value to them, because when you're getting when somebody's coming for an interview, they obviously want to go for the big brands and they want to without working they want great salaries and all that. So to actually make them understand the company's vision and get them into the whole culture of working the way we work, that has been the biggest challenge. I think that is going to be our challenge going forward also.